The active starter, Chiron Martis. Scudero 1 for 10 with a walk in this series. The top two hitters in the Blue Jay lineup are 2 for 21 this weekend. We're underway at 1:36. There it is, 76. We got a pretty good breeze coming down from up near the Capitol. Part of the Martis problem at Yankee Stadium the other night when the Nats had the lead in that game were his walks. Had he controlled the strike zone a little better, not walking 5 guys, he might have pitched a lot deeper than 106 pitches over 6 innings. This one into right center. Scudero will drop it to the right of Austin Kearns. That's the first time the Blue Jays have had a leadoff hit in the first inning in this series. C.B. Buckner, 11-year veteran, has the plate. Mike Everett, Brian Gorman, the crew chief, and James Hoy on the bases. Aaron Hill, Vernon Wells, Scott Rowland, the next 3 Toronto hitters. Aaron Hill, a walk, 1 for 11, 1 RBI in this series. He goes up hacking. The Blue Jays have a whole bunch of guys in the top 10 in the league in hits, including Scudero, who just got his 83rd. Hill has 92. And Adam Lind has 82. He's the number 5 man. Change up just missing.
And if they continue to try to take that change up the other way, Bob, that's when Martis has to start throwing more breaking balls and start switching up the eye level.
How about that note? Now we're measuring guys' height in relation to their homers. Runner going. Zimmerman's got it. That will be a 5-3 double play.
Nice. Bob, this is one of the dangers of starting the runner. He is dead if it's a line drive, and that's exactly what happened. Line shot to the third baseman. Scudero has no chance. He might as well keep on running right back to the bench.
Nationals turned 2 double plays last night. Bases wiped clean, 2 outs. And here's Vernon Wells with a 5-game hitting streak. Blue Jays are starting to see signs of life from their number 3 hitter, who came to town batting .246. 3 for 10 with a solo homer yesterday. And Martis gets the fastball up there at 92 and throws it by him. And he's late for that one at 92. Nationals have improved their interleague record to 5-6. The Blue Jays, this is a surprise. In interleague baseball, they are 3-8. Jammed him there. Blue wristbands today as we team up on Father's Day to fight cancer. That is just foul.
Well, that was a slider or maybe even a cut fastball, but Vernon Wells was looking for something off speed now that Chiron was ahead in the count, and he just pulled it foul.
James Hoy took a good long look at that one.
Yeah, you got to locate that pitch down low and better. That's better.
Okay,
fastball down. This guy last night got a pitch up, and you saw how quickly he jumped that thing right over the fence.
Banged it off the back wall of the bullpen.
This was not the guy we wanted to heat up while they came to town, by the way.
Nope. Yeah, it's uncharacteristic, this start by Vernon Wells. He's got a good battle going here. Pitch number 8's well inside. Wells, a .288 career hitter. It's his 9th big league season, and he's aboard with 2 outs. Early game notes for you. Blue Jays are not enjoying their time on the road against the Nats or back in the day against the Expos. And they're not very good on the road this year either, 16-20. They're 19-4 when they hit a couple of home runs in a ball game. They are 5th in the league in homers. Nick Johnson is getting on base like crazy and doing the job with runners in scoring position. That's a tight slider to Scott Rowland that just misses away.
That was a pretty nice pitch.
That was a real nice pitch. Rowland is 3 for 10 in this series, and he's on a 10-game hitting streak, averaging 2 hits per game. So he's 20 for 44 over his hitting streak.
Now you saw him hitting 92 on the fastballs he was throwing for strikes. It almost looked like he's taking something off to try to get it over. You need to cut it loose. I'd rather see the 92 over there for a strike. You can make a mistake and get away with it. There it is.
3-0. I wouldn't be surprised if Cito Gaston gave his cleanup man the green light early in the ball game here.
Very smooth delivery there by Chiron Martis.
89. Scott Rowland not hitting for a whole lot of power. 4 home runs, but he does have 20 doubles, so he's driving the ball. Like that. Wells will stop at second as Willie Harris plays it aggressively. 2 on, 2 out. So 3 of the 4 Toronto batters have been aboard, and that double play now really looms large for the Nats with Adam Lind coming in.
Well, they've already hit him hard this inning. Even though that line shot was a double play ball, it was still hit like a rocket right at Ryan Zimmerman. That ball hit on the line. He's getting too much of the plate and falling behind, and that's a bad combination.
11-game hitting streak for Scott Rowland now. Well, half the time or more Martis is scored upon in the first inning.
We also talked about those walks. You know, some of our pitchers have given up home runs, but they've been solo shots, and it really hasn't come back to hurt the Nationals. But you start walking guys, and then a hit, and then a blast, and it's 3-0 real quick in this ball game.
2-0. I think we said this when Craig Stammen started on this field 2 weeks ago today and gave up 5 runs to the Mets. It's like being out after midnight. Nothing good happens after it's 2-0.
No. And he's thrown all of his pitches in his repertoire already this inning. So if you're standing there or sitting in the dugout watching him for the Blue Jays, you're saying, okay, he's got a good changeup, decent slider, and he's got a 89 to 92 fastball. I mean, he's just maybe showing a little too much too early, especially to a very good hitting team.
Missing the corner, 3-1. I think Martis' body language indicates he thought he had a strike here. C.B. Buckner had a good look at it. It was outside the box. 3-1 now. This is getting dangerous. That's a high strike.
He had to bring that over about 4 to 6 inches, and he did. You don't want to live there, but if you have to throw a strike, you have to throw a strike.
Adam Lind has driven in 48 runs. He's 4th in the American League with 36 extra base hits. Runners will be on the move here. And he helped out. That might have been a little bit outside.
No, nice running fastball there, but you can't walk the bases loaded with Rios coming up. He's been starting to hit the ball pretty well. You're just asking for trouble. And Chiron, even though he is a guy and his changeup is his out pitch, he's still going to have to establish the fastball. You're going to have to throw some of those fastballs over the plate. You can't nitpick with the fastball, fall behind, and then think your changeup's going to bail you out all the time.
Bases loaded. And he's heading for a 30-pitch first inning, and his pitching coach is headed for him.
He's headed for a tongue lashing.
Third base Wells, a walk. Second base Rowland, a hit. First base Lind, a walk. Alex Rios coming in. There has not been one routine at bat from the National standpoint in this first inning. Line drive base hit, line drive double play, walk, line drive single, walk. but always one pitch away from getting out of it.
There you go.
And here's Alex Rios, who's only 1 for 8 with a walk in this series. Batting .273. Big, strong kid. Rob likened his physical attributes to that of Justin Maxwell, listed at 6'5", 215. Breaking ball missing. Nats thought he might be looking for a first pitch fastball.
But even if he's looking for a first pitch fastball, doesn't mean you can't locate one.
Right.
You know, throw it on the inner half, throw it a little bit away, and maybe you get him to bite on that. But to throw a out pitch breaking ball in the dirt first pitch doesn't do you any good.
Base hit. Wells scores. Rolen coming. There's a play. Kearns has him. No! That was not one of Austin Kearns' stronger throws. It was right on target. But it seemed like when it hit the infield grass, it just died. And then Scott Rolen, who's a very good base runner, got around the tag of Josh Bard.
Well, right there, Rios is going to take that fastball the other way. Doesn't try to do too much. The walk comes in, and then the base hit comes in, and now the guy you walked is at third.
2-run single, second on the throw for Rios.
Yep. That's good base running by Rios, going to second on the throw home.
Sure looked like Kearns was going to get him. Josh Bard had to come just a little bit up the line, and now Martis is all over the place.
And now he's up over 30 pitches for 1 inning, and he's probably laboring a little bit. Here's the tag by Bard, just a second behind him. As Bob said, that throw up the line probably cost them an out.
How to play? The hitter is Lyle Overbay, who started the game on Friday night, went 0 for 2 and walked 3 times. This is the second consecutive Sunday home game that a Nats young starter has had a bad first inning. 3-1. This will probably be 2 more. Lind and Rios. 4 runs for the Blue Jays.
And Bob, on the 2 outs that he did get, those are the only 2 that he's had a first pitch strike on. Well, that's just a 3-1 neat fastball that Overbay is waiting on, and we talked about mastering the strike zone. 53 strikes, 53 balls, 50-50 last time out for Martis. That's not good enough to pitch at this level. You have to work ahead, and once you get ahead, even if you're a changeup type guy, you have to establish, whether it's an 80-mile-an-hour fastball or a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, you have to establish the strike zone ahead of time with that fastball.
He's only retired 1 hitter of the first 7. Rod Barajas, the catcher. He was 1 for 4 with a walk on Friday night and an RBI. And that is going to be just foul. The Nats get a big break because Lyle Overbay might have been able to score on that.
I told you the story about Tom Browning, the lefty I played with in Cincinnati. 5 straight years, 15 or more wins. Never broke 85 miles an hour. But he had pinpoint command of the fastball, could hit it anywhere in the strike zone, anywhere on the outside edges to set up his changeup. And he didn't throw so hard that when there was a guy on second, he didn't even have the catcher put down a sign. He just had the catcher put location.
Right.
So it's pitching is not being afraid to throw that fastball over the plate.
That's trouble. Dunn will get there. 4 in the first for Toronto, and the Nats have a long road back against a rookie pitcher. hitting well against the American League. 2 for 10, a walk, an RBI in this series. Adam has hit safely in 7 of his last 9 games with 10 hits. Alberto Gonzalez back in there. Austin Kearns in the number 5 hole. And here's a rookie. His name is Ricky Romero. He was one of the heroes of Cal State Fullerton's drive to the College World Series championship in '04. Won a key game against Miami, another one against Texas, and here he is as a rookie with a record of 3-3. Rob will have more on him in a moment as he makes his 9th start, and he's had a problem keeping the ball in the ballpark at times this year. Another Toronto lefty. Guzman takes the ball low.
Well, and both of those walks scored in that top half of the first inning.
Yep. One and 1 to Guzman. 4 for 10, 2 runs this weekend. 5th in the league at .332, and he's had 4 consecutive multi-hit games. .25 games with 2 hits or more this year for Guzman, and that's 4th best in the league. Ball 2. Mets have an early run at home against Tampa Bay. John Pelfrey pitching for New York today. Well, the Phillies are reeling, aren't they? Baltimore at Philadelphia underway. Phils have lost 5 in a row, and they just can't win at home.
They don't like interleague.
Guzman lines it up the middle.
Nice shot.
Phillies are 3-8 in interleague, by the way. Your point's well taken. How about your scouting report on Ricky the rookie?
Ricky Romero went a month with an oblique injury, so he was out for 1 month. 9 home runs in 50 innings pitched so far this year, and his curveball, the number 2, is his best pitch. He will change speeds with it, but as Bob has said, he can also give up the long ball. And 9 strikeouts against the Phillies in 7 innings his last outing.
Nick Johnson's had a great series. 5 for 7, an RBI, 4 walks. Nick stepped out of bed this morning and was on base the way he's been going. His on base average is .427. No eye black today, it's eye blue. With the wristbands, we've got our little medallions on.
Prostate Cancer Awareness Day.
Yes, it is.
No blue bats, though. Wouldn't mind some light blue bats.
I like it. The guys look like warriors with their war paint on here, trying to fight their way to a 5th consecutive win, 2-1.
And Viagra is one of our sponsors, so you know you could have like a prostate awareness Viagra bat.
I'm trying to come up with a follow-up for that one.
You can't.
2 balls and a strike to Nick Johnson.
Into space.
Good eye by Nick.
Now remember, even though it was a 38-pitch first inning, top half for our guy, Ricky Romero was warmed up and sitting on his bench. And hopefully he's stiffened up a little bit. Back in this game.
Nick's batting .318. Number 6 in the league with 43 walks. Oh, that's got to irritate Cito Gaston. The 4-1 lead, base hit and a walk, and Nick Johnson continues to get on base like crazy. You know, it all started with an intentional walk in New York the other night, and then he kept getting on base Friday, Saturday. They finally got him out last night with a ground ball in the 8th inning. But Nick Johnson and Marquise Grissom have become better friends than either ever anticipated. Look at that. So they stopped him for 2 at bats last night. Here he is back aboard. Ryan Zimmerman, after Nick tied Rusty Staub's franchise record. Ryan's had a rough weekend. 0 for 10. They've been getting ahead of him and then tricking him with 2-strike breaking balls. The odd thing about it is they haven't been swinging strikes. They've been in the strike zone. Ryan's had a hard time identifying the breaking ball and pulling the trigger.
And hopefully this is one of Romero's games like he did at the end of May against Boston. 5 walks in 4 innings. Red Sox won that ball game 8-2.
All but 5 of his earned runs this year given up, and there have been 21 of them via the big fly. That was an off-speed pitch, and Ryan chopped it into the dirt.
Well, and Ryan's got to be a little bit more patient. Start thinking, I can't hit into a ground ball double play right here and kill a rally. I need something I can lift at least to the right side of the outfield to move a runner up, get it to the right side of the infield and try to get it through the infield to move the runners up. But it's got to be a conscious effort on his part to say, I cannot hit into a double play right here.
He's done it 13 times this year to lead the National League. That's a breaking ball, low and inside, 2-2. Aaron Hill in, Rod Barajas out. Toronto defensively the second best team in the American League. They've made 27 errors. Scott Rowland has 5 of them. Aaron Hill has 6. Nobody else on the field other than the catcher Barajas has more than 1. They are solid. Minnesota's only made 24 errors this year. Toronto 27. Big pitch here for pitcher and batter. 2-2. Outfield plays Zimmerman straight away. When he's going well, he'll shoot it to right center, straight away right, down the line. There's a lot of hitting room on that right side. And Ryan strikes out on the pitch in the dirt. Should have been ball 3. 0 for 11. Zimmerman in this series.
Well, he's expanding his strike zone. We saw Christian Guzman go through a little bit of that. When you're looking and you're frustrated and you want to hit.
Ryan, by the way, struck out his last 2 times Thursday in New York, both looking after having 3 consecutive hits. So we thought he was locked in again. And now Ryan Zimmerman's 0 for his last 13. So here's Adam Dunn trying to bail out the inning. 2 on, 1 out with Kearns on deck.
Well, I hope he hangs him a curveball.
Up and away with it.
Thought about it.
Opponent's batting average nearly half of what it was his first 2 starts with that horrible ERA. That's a breaking ball that drops in. As
you would expect, an off-speed left-handed pitcher like Romero has more trouble against lefties than righties. Lefties are hitting about 40-45 points higher than the right-handed hitters because he throws that curveball down at the feet of righties.
Then he throws the fastball by Dunn. That thing was 93. Probably looked a lot faster after those breaking pitches. His last start was at Philadelphia. Went 7, gave up 6 hits, only 3 runs on 1 home run. So he pitched pretty well at Citizens Bank Park. 1-2 to Dunn. Boy, the Nats just can't make contact here. Or did he tip that? Yeah, the umpire's telling Adam Dunn he struck out. Adams asking for an appeal to the third base umpire for a foul tip, which doesn't usually happen. Manny Acta comes out to get Dunn to get in between him and the umpire. But C.B. Buckner,
well, he's saying he didn't hear it,
has called him out.
Let's check out the replay, see if he makes some contact here on the ball.
They might have heard it hit the ground. Looked like he missed it.
Here's our Exmo camera. Doesn't look not too good of an argument for Adam here on this pitch. Yeah, it looked like it hit the ground, then hit the catcher's chest protector.
Maybe Manny wants to know, why won't you ask the third base umpire if you're not sure? C.B. Buckner must be saying, I'm sure he missed it. Now Manny's getting a little more animated here. That bat missed the ball.
Well, we know that, but we don't have to let Manny and Adam know that. They have a good argument. But I think the right thing would be to ask the third base umpire for some help.
Well, Romero has gotten the last two hitters without throwing a strike on a 2-strike count. He got Zimmerman fishing, Dunn fishing. Obviously the first time the Nationals have seen this pitcher. And here's Austin Kearns, 0 for 2 in this series as a pinch hitter. Austin Kearns has been on 15 RBIs for 6 weeks. He needs a 2-out hit here in the worst way for his ball club. That ball, right field line. Nope. Rios has it. Turns into a rough inning for the Nats. They had 2 on, nobody out. They're down by 4. First inning, Chiron Martis, though, his day off to a bad start. Rob, the right-handers owned him.
Well, he had a major league leading 148 batting average against right-handed hitters, and the right-handers in the Blue Jay lineup did some damage to Chiron Martis. 4 runs, couple of walks. And he's got to get back to just getting ahead of the righties or lefties, but the lefties hitting him quite well this year. 317 and a 400 on base percentage.
Ricky Romero 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts as a hitter at Philadelphia 5 days ago. He leads off here in the second. This has to be an automatic out if you're Chiron Martis. A tradition of innovation, Firestone. The number was 118, now 148. Chris Carpenter had a great game in Kansas City yesterday. Jake Peavy before he was shut down. Andrew Bailey, one of those young Oakland starters. That's the only staff in baseball younger than Washington. Marco Scutaro got it started for the Blue Jays with a base hit to right center, leading off the game. A lot of good hitters in this lineup. Line drive guys. To his right, Gonzalez. It'll be a hit.
Still a very nice play.
Scutaro does something he hadn't done in 2 games, and that's get 2 hits.
It's a base hit, but just a fine effort by Alberto Gonzalez. Gets up, and actually it's a very strong throw from one knee. You're going to make this throw, you got to know it's going to be somewhere close to Nick Johnson. You don't want to put that guy on second.
That was a really good play because on the super slow-mo, the X-mo there, you saw his glove scraping the ground before he even got to the ball. A lot of guys will let that ball get under their glove.
You remember when he got sent back to the minor leagues, one of the knocks against him was his defense, and that has improved steadily as he's been up here getting more playing time.
That'll be routine in right field for Austin Kearns off the bat of Hill. 2 outs.
Look at that catch right there on the X-mo. See him laying out. Talked about the trust you have to have in your defense.
Finding the bag visually as he made the exchange. Nice. Here's Vernon Wells. His walk right after the double play gave the Blue Jays some momentum back. Marco Scutaro is hustling to third. He's going to score. That ball right down the line, and Toronto leads 5-0.
Ball up in the zone right here, even though it was inside. Vernon Wells getting warmer during this series. Hits a double. Ball sticking in the corner. Scutaro scores easy.
Yeah, Wells 4 for 11, second RBI of the series, on base twice today. And here's Scott Rowland, who singled after Wells' walk. But my point about Wells was Martis had just gotten the double play. Bases empty, 2 outs. Now he hits Scott Rowland. And it's just hard to believe that bases empty, 2 outs, and then Martis gave up 4 runs. Eerily similar to an outing Craig Stammen here 2 weeks ago today. Adam Lind walked. First time up. This is the 5th hitter to get his 2nd at bat already. And then Rios really hurt with the 2-run single. Overbay followed with 1. He's going to have at least mid-50s in pitches through 2 innings.
Well, a good hitting ball club can exploit some weaknesses in your game, and right now Martis having trouble getting ahead. Does not have a lot of movement on the fastball today. Change up, curveball, good pitches for him today, but not great.
Adam Dunn right there for this one. And the Blue Jays will get another run. They've been doing a good job with 2-out hitting today. All 5 of their runs scoring with 2 outs.
Willingham is one of the many dads on this team who's enjoying Father's Day. He's also enjoyed a chance to take some time out here with his son, Red.
He's just now starting to really understand, what he's doing, and that's one of the things that he wants to do after every game is go down to the batting cage and hit and throw and just run into the net and everything he likes to do.
It's pretty funny, Bob and Rob, because these games have been ending really late, but Josh is still down there taking Rhett out to the cages, and I think they want him to run around so then he'll go home and sleep right away.
Yeah, you try telling a kid he's not going to get to swing after the game because the game ran too long. I'm not sure he has his first watch yet, so maybe he doesn't understand that concept.
Well, left fielder for the Oakland Athletics, Matt Holliday's dad, Tom Holliday, is a college baseball coach, so he was around the field growing up, was what they call not a gym rat, a baseball field rat. And now look at how talented he is.
Yes, he was.
Also did grow up to be 6'4", 240.
That helps.
That helps, but the love of the game and being around it, I think it's great for these young guys.
Little chopper by Gonzalez foul. Matt Holliday, the pride of Stillwater, Oklahoma High School. Played for his dad at Oklahoma State. He was also a very good football player.
Look at the size of him. He's like a defensive end.
How about him and Dunn?
Oh, that would be a nice football.
Little QB action.
Yep.
Rolling over to cut it off. And when the ball took that third hop, it deflected off his glove. They could give Gonzalez a hit on that.
No, that's a hit. That took that third hop. He just tried to cut it off from the shortstop because the shortstop had no shot. I think Roland also recognized Gonzalez's speed right here. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. And he just tries to swipe at it, has no shot.
It is a base hit. And here's the Blue Jay tormentor, Willie Harris. Every ball club will probably have one guy in the other team who you don't expect him to, but he will torment you. Time after time, Willie Harris is becoming that for the Toronto Ball Club. 3 for 8, 2 walks, 2 RBIs. They had a couple of runs in the series.
Get over his head.
Willie has tormented the Blue Jays again.
Stay there.
Gonzalez to third, Harris to second. 2 on, nobody out.
And I love what Willie Harris said last night, Bob. If you're good to the game, you do the fundamental things and play it the right way, the game will give back to you. And right there, just patience. Ball comes right into him. He sees it perfectly. He's all over it. Doesn't try to hit it out of the ballpark. Just hit it on the line.
And that's Willie Harris with his 4th extra base hit of this series.
Very nice.
Willie Harris has 13 extra base hits on the year, 4 of them since Friday. And right now, Marco Scutaro saying to him, Give us a break. Here's Josh Bard, a big spot for him. Josh doesn't hit against a lot of left-handers. Usually Will Nieves does. It's not a straight platoon. Bard's had 16 at-bats with only 2 hits against left-handers. But he's swinging well. In 10 games in the month of June, Josh is 8 for 29, batting .276, and he's been on a little extra base hit streak of his own lately. There's Will getting a day off. 0-1 to Bard. Breaking ball a little bit low. Ricky Romero, 24 years of age, 6 foot 210, from Los Angeles. Graduated from Roosevelt High School there. Teddy Roosevelt High School. That's a good take by Bard. Pitcher on deck. Something brewing for the Nats. Second consecutive inning. They've had 2 on, nobody out. This time they're both in scoring position. And a strike on the corner.
You don't have to get it all back one swing of the bat. Just try to whittle that 5-0 lead down little by little. Get yourself back in the ball game. And the Nationals haven't had a lot of adversity in the last week. You know, haven't had to come from behind like we did in the first couple of months.
Ball 3.
That was this ball club's strength. But then they didn't have the bullpen once they came back and got the lead. Now you do have the bullpen. That should give you the confidence to come back and take this game.
And by the way, that was the pitch Romero threw to strike out Zimmerman, and the one to Dunn. Josh Bard able to lay off, and now he's worked the count full.
Well, the one thing that the Blue Jays have done, Bob, they're not over swinging when they get in a run producing situation, whether it's been Roland or Overbay or Rios. They're just putting the ball in play, and they've been getting some hits. You know, Zimmerman and Dunn went up there looking to hit, 3-run home runs. Ryan Zimmerman needed to move the runners up. That was his first job.
Yeah, those were not good at bats.
Right, those were not good at bats, and you need quality at bats if you're going to get back in this ball game.
3-2 again. Bard up the middle. Yeah. That's off the glove of Hill. 2 runs will score. And the Nats are in business.
Nice job, Josh.
Putting the ball in play, testing a good Toronto defense. And Josh Bard gets his 9th and 10th RBIs of the year.
Well, Josh Bard gets a pitch that he can handle. He doesn't try to kill it. He hits it on a line. And there you see Aaron Hill, it eats him up. And instead of just 1 run coming in, 2 runs come in because he deflects it into shallow center field.
Now you have a perfect sacrifice situation with Martis, who's done that twice this year. Well, Romero, he took a look at second, then he had a hard time getting a handle on it and nearly cost himself an out, but a good bunt by Martis. Did you see what Scott Rowland did on that play? He came charging in, cutting in front of the hitter. He had designs on picking it up and throwing it to second himself.
Well, that time the pitcher did too good of a job fielding his position, Bob, and he cut in front of Scott Rowland. That's Scott Rowland, boy.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good, but if a guy swings away one time, he's been doing that the whole series, coming into about 30 feet away from the hitter on the bunts. No fear.
Top of the order now, Christian Guzman singled up the middle first time. This ball pulled. That's foul. Nifty pickup by Rowland. And Guzman was flirting for a moment there with his 5th consecutive multi-hit game.
Well, this ball is going to be deadened in front of home plate. Takes a second hop. Rowland still picks it off. And this next pitch will be Ricky Romero's 39th or 40th pitch. I think the count's 39. And now getting Romero's pitch count up where he's pressing Martis.
Guzman 5 for 11 in this series. Nats have 4 hits already, but the Blue Jays have 6. And that's a breaking ball that ended up down around his feet, and 2 outs. He has fanned 3 key hitters: Zimmerman, Dunn, and Guzman. It'll be up to Nick Johnson with 2 outs. Anything else is gravy here. The Nats have had a good inning, and Nick Johnson will be looking to make it a 3-run frame.
As I said before, righties hitting 257 off Romero, lefties hitting almost 300 coming into today.
Did you ever come up with a nickname for Nick?
Nick the Quick?
I'm going to start calling him OB.
OB on base percentage?
OB on base.
OB on base.
Inside out swing over to Roland. The Nats pick up a couple. 3 hits: Gonzalez, Harris, and Bard. It's now a 5-2 game.
And it is Father's Day, so who better to talk to than one of the great fathers in the game, Nationals Vice President of Player Development, Bob Boone. And of course, your dad, Ray, had a wonderful career in baseball. Your 2 sons, Aaron and Brett, Major League players as well. How do you feel about your family's tradition in baseball?
Well, I love the tradition. The only thing that's scary is this is my 41st Father's Day.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very proud of all my kids and our family. Everything's been baseball since I was born into it. So this is always a special day. And being at the ballpark is always a special day for Father's Day.
Of course, I have to ask you how Aaron's doing.
Aaron's doing great. He got cleared to start full bore workouts. You know, so he's as of Monday he'll be training to get back at it, and I think you know, he'll have to see. You know, he had open heart surgery, and they're just waiting for the sternum to heal from where they cut in. The heart and everything is great. He feels great. His energy level is up, which they told him it would be, and it's just a matter of seeing how he feels when he starts lifting and doing the things to get his strength back. But he's certainly shooting to play this year.
Ooh, that's fantastic news. And Bob, I have to ask you, the strike zone has definitely changed. Does that alter the way you teach the young catchers coming up?
Well, yeah, definitely. And I think one of the big things that's happened for us, kind of since about the time that Steve McCaddy came on board, is, and we're doing this in the minor leagues with Quest Tech, the mistakes that the umpires make, or when they get graded, is usually that they'll call a ball a strike, so they get feedback on that, and it makes them tighten the plate. And the biggest thing for us is getting the catchers to sit on the plate, even when you're trying to make a pitch, especially when you have young pitchers. It's to sit on the plate. We've instituted that in the minor leagues, and it seems to have really helped our starters, getting ahead with the first strike and letting them use their stuff. And so I don't know. The plate has definitely shrunk up because of Quest Tech. Now, it shrunk to, okay, they're being perfect, but it sure slows up the game.
Okay, Bob Boone, thank you very much. We'll go back up to Bob with more on Overbay,
who just homered. Lyle Overbay, his 9th of the year. He has 3 RBIs today. Martis has given up his 9th, and the Blue Jays have a 4-run lead, 6-2. Manny may have to get into his bullpen early today to keep Toronto from scoring. The Nats have made some offensive noise. They've had 5 base runners in 2 innings. So you would call that a bullpen that's stirring, even though no one's throwing.
Well, he's going to have to maybe suck up 5 innings today. You don't want to kill the bullpen even with an off day with the Red Sox coming to town. Right here on Northrop Grumman's pitch track. Bang! Hanging changeup or off-speed breaking ball, and he just bangs that thing into the second deck.
Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. This ball popped up by Rod Barajas. Alberto Gonzalez calls Nick Johnson off the ball, 2 outs. It's been a rough first hour for us here. It's 2:30 in our nation's capital. Ball game underway at 1:36. The Blue Jays 4 in the first, a run in the second, a run here in the third. They're all over Chiron Martis. Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble. Happy Father's Day, by the way, Rob.
Happy Father's Day to you, Mr. Carpenter.
Thank you, sir. I opened my scorebook this morning, and at the bottom of the page it said, "Happy Father's Day. We love you."
I wrote that.
I know my wife's handwriting.
Oh.
I will have I'll get your autograph sometime. Guzman near the bag.
Oh, nice play.
Well played, and he throws out the pitcher. So the Overbay homer happens quickly, and the Blue Jays 6-2 after 2.5. Nick Johnson said that to me. Wow, I'm flattered. Thanks, Nick. Who's Bob? I bet you Debbie put him up to that. Hey, get your red on. Get a Grand Slam Flex plan. Pick 4 games, get 1 free. 5 different plans to choose from. Your plan, your games, your seats, get a free game, and you can get in to see the Red Sox this week. 202-675-NATS, nationals.com/Grand Slam. We talked to John Guayano of the Nationals this morning. there are limited seats available for the Red Sox series. Now, there are some $5 grandstand seats. He said $5, right? That go on sale at the box office the afternoon of each game. I think he said 4:30 each day. And so there are some seats left for the Nats and the Red Sox. John Lannon, Brad Penny, Tuesday night. Zimmerman, Dunn, and Kearns. The Nats are still very much in this game, and Ryan Zimmerman's trying to do anything he can to get on base. He's now 0 for 14. Ryan's a really good bunter, but he guided that one right to the pitcher.
Now, what'd you say? Daisuke Matsuzaka got put on the disabled list?
Shoulder strain.
I think it's more of a neck strain after his last few outings.
Whiplash from line drives?
Well, yeah, looking at the ball going over both shoulders. My neck hurts. Yeah, Ryan's just expanding his strike zone, and now he's thinking too much. He's got to get back to just relaxing in there, being a little bit more patient. It'll come to him.
Ryan Zimmerman's first 3 at-bats Thursday evening in New York. Double off the left field wall, single to right, RBI double to the gap in left center. We thought he was back, and now he's gone 0 for 14. Here's Adam Dunn.
This team has a lot of weapons. You can't try to put it all on yourself and think, oh, first and second no outs, I got to get, a 3-run home run. Just move the runners over, try to get a base hit, put the ball in play.
One ball and 2 strikes to Dunn. Didn't look like a swing. James Hoy agrees. 2-2.
Well, sometimes Ryan can get a little scripted with his swings, and almost like he's in an area that he's swinging. Sometimes, just sit there and try to hit the ball into right field. Try to hit a double down the right field line. Change up what your thought process is.
Broken bat. I had one hitting coach tell me once, which sounded eerily familiar to something a golf coach said to me once. He said, when you're standing there, try to hit a line drive over second base. It means you're staying on the ball, you're squaring up because you're hitting it straight away. But your point's well taken. Stay on it a little longer and drive it the other way.
Yeah, just, when guys start coming out of their slumps, everybody says, well, they're hitting the ball the other way. No, they're just trying to hit line drives back up the middle. That's a nice at bat.
And even with the shift on, Adam Dunn places it perfectly right over Aaron Hill, who was the rover in right field.
There's about an 8-iron into the fairway right there.
Here comes Kearns. Here's our TV schedule. The Red Sox are coming. Mass and HD Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll have our unique announcer rotation up at Camden Yards next weekend as well. Jim Hunter and I will team up on play-by-play. Rob will be there. And for some of you, we know there are some of you who had a hard time finding Nats Extra when the Orioles were here. We will tell you that despite the fact that the games are a joint telecast on Mass and HD next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we're the visiting team, the Nats Extra pre- and post-game shows, well, I guess it's the post-game show, right? Will be on, both of them will be on Mass and 2. Nats get a break, Kearns hit by the pitch. So again, we don't want you confused. There are different pre- and post-game shows for the Nationals and the Orioles next weekend, and the Nationals will be on MASN 2. All right, you got it. And Jim Palmer will be there to team up with Rob Dibble again. So we've got a pretty good starter and a pretty good closer in the booth. Third inning in a row, the Nats have had 2 men on base. Ricky Romero is doing nothing to put Washington away in this game. Alberto Gonzalez, a base hit off the glove of Scott Rowland first time. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'd like to see Alberto get a gap shot here and see if Austin Kearns can catch Adam Dunn by the time he gets to home plate.
Austin can run for a big man.
Yes, he can.
He's getting a good lead because Overbase playing behind him. Atlanta got 2 in the first at Boston. Red Sox answered with 3. David Ortiz has hit his 6th homer of the year. We'll check on some of the other games involving our division, including the Mets, who now lead 2-0 over Tampa Bay. And Greg Dobbs is at a homer for the Phillies. They lead Baltimore at home 1-0 4th inning.
So Big Papi playing first base a lot in this interleague play. It'd be nice to see Big Papi out there on defense against us this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Marlins hosting the Yankees later. Sabathia and Volstad pitching. And Gonzalez hangs tough. The Sunday night game is Dodgers Angels. Clayton Kershaw and John Lackey. Oh, here's our daily update, by the way, Rob. American League 81, National League 72. So it's still a 9-game difference. It's been that way for a couple of days.
I like the National League's keeping it close, though.
Yeah. Gonzalez up the middle. Take him out. Couple of curl hops by the pitcher. Toronto got a little crossed up as far as who was covering second. The shortstop Scudero and the second baseman Hill both got there at the same time. First and third, and Willie Harris got it done again last time, and he did last night.
Well, there you see the Exmo shot of the dive. That catch saved a couple of runs. Then he got things going as far as offensively. Saw that game-winning home run. He saw the double, and there's that swing on the game-winning home run.
And then Willie doubles to right center field today, pushing Gonzalez to third. They both scored a Josh Bard single. Now the Blue Jays have given the Nats an extra out. That should have been a double play ball. Romero was waiting for someone to get to the bag, and then Hill and Scudero got there at the same time. So here's Willie, a chance to do some 2-out damage. Breaking ball outside. I guarantee a lot of people in Canada now know where Cairo, Georgia is. How about those home runs? That's crazy. 15 career home runs in the last 190 games, counting today. After he went deep 7 times in over 400 games. Willie will have a birthday tomorrow. 31 on the 22nd of June. Having a great weekend. Willie, right side. Hill saves a run. Aaron Hill plays it well. We told you this is the second best defensive club in the American League. Nats frustrated. Tradition of innovation. Man, on the Exmo, how does that chopper stay in the air? It's the Masson chopper. That's how. Top of the fourth inning, guys and their dads. They just got finished showing a whole bunch of dad scenes from different movies. And, of course, they had to save Kevin Costner having a catch with his dad from Field of Dreams for the last one.
What about Robert Redford at the end of The Natural, when he finds out that the Glenn Close's son is really his son?
That, yeah.
And then he's out in a cornfield and they're playing
right.
catch. And
that's a good one.
That was a tearjerker.
Top of the fourth inning here at Nats Park. Bob Carpenter with a very sensitive Rob Dibble today. I see another side of you nearly every day of the week. Aaron Hill is 0 for 2. Marco Scutaro, by the way. That's Marco being Marco. He's on base for the third time today. He had been on base only twice in 11 plate appearances Friday and Saturday. So we're seeing the real Blue Jays offense today against a struggling Chiron Martis, who's already given up 8 hits. That's playable for Nick Johnson. You're all right, they were saying from the dugout. Come on out. Tuesday, T-shirt Tuesday. Your Nats and the Red Sox. First 10,000 fans get the free patriotic Curly W T-shirt. It's presented by Hard Times Cafe. Limited seating available. Tickets are dwindling quickly. Grandstand seating available day of game only at the team box office. Now that's at 435. That's right out by the team store in left field. 202-675-NATS for more information. And if you want to come to the Thursday game, you better hurry. We understand that is the closest of the 3 to being sold out. Craig Stammen, John Lester Wednesday, Jordan Zimmerman, John Smoltz, our old friend from Atlanta, on Thursday. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it all gets going Tuesday night with John Lannon coming off one of the best games of his career against Brad Penny. Penny has a 6.2 record but a 4.94 ERA. And the bullpen's busy now with Kip Wells. Manny wants Martis to go 5 or so, but he doesn't want to just concede the ball game when he has a chance for a rare sweep.
No, you're not conceding the ball game, but he's got to suck it up for the bullpen. You can't have the bullpen in 4th and 5th inning. Get the Red Sox coming to town too. It's getting easier.
2-1. Vernon Wells a walk, a double, a run scored, and an RBI.
We've talked about this going back to John Lannon one day. Gave up 6 runs, stayed in the ball game, got his first win of the year. You're not out of the woods here with our offense.
That ball to center. Willie Harris reading it. That's easy for him. 2 outs. Scott Rowland coming, and so is our friend Medwick, the Duck.
Happy Father's Day, Medwick.
Fly. The oldest player in Blue Jay history. Wow.
Was it Randy Knorr?
The Nats bullpen coach? Because I'm thinking about guys like Paul Molitor,
Jack Morris,
and Rance Mullenix.
What about Dave Winfield?
Well, he got the seagull before it got him.
There's Randy Knorr, but Randy appears to me to be not even 50. So managed in the minor leagues for a few years. I don't know if it was him.
Oldest player in Blue Jays history. He was on 2 of those great teams.
He caught Jack Morris.
Randy couldn't have been the oldest. It's just not possible.
No, it's not possible. It has to be like a Winfield or.
Well, there might be a Washington tie-in here somewhere.
One of our coaches. Can I borrow your media guide?
Is it somebody's father?
Oh, father, that's right.
2 balls and a strike to Scott Rowland. Rowland's having a good series. 4 for 11. He's 1 for 1 hit by a pitch today, and he's increased his hitting streak to 11 games. Rowland's one of those guys who will go out of his zone after a pitch when he's going well. He'll still be able to drive it. We saw a ball he hit last night that was up in his eyes, and he drove it to left field for an RBI. That was the single in the 8th inning that tied the game last night.
Pat Borders.
That's a good one.
Did he come back?
Here's Nick. He's got it. And the Blue Jays are gone in the 3rd. Old Blue Jays. We'll think about it during the break. It'll be Bard, Martis, and Guzman against the left-hander Romero. So Sharon Martis gets his first scoreless frame on the board today. That'll help. But the Nats are still down by 4. Long way to go in this one. Josh Bard, a 2-run single off the glove of Aaron Hill up the middle, first time up, and a breaking ball for a ball 1, low and inside.
Thank you.
You mentioned Pat Borders as one of the older Blue Jays. He was a World Series MVP for them one time, wasn't he?
Back in the early 90s, but did he come back with the Blue Jays, or did he come back and play for like the Mariners or somebody else?
You know, I think we had him in St. Louis for a little while toward the end of his career, and he might have gone from there to Seattle. Bard with 10 RBIs on the year now. Josh 1 for 5 with a walk in this series. Nats have plenty of time to build a couple of rallies to get back in this game. Romero 58 pitches in his first 3 innings. So he's probably not on schedule for more than 5 or 6 today. Both teams are going to be into their bullpens. The most pitches he has thrown this year, his last start, it took him 109 pitches to go through 7 at Philadelphia. Phillies have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning at home against Baltimore. That's Guthrie and Hamels pitching there today. Phillies have lost 5 in a row, but they still lead the Mets by 2 in the East. Josh Bard, left field. Did he get it? No. Right at the barrier, about 345 feet away. Adam Lind pulling it in.
Well, Josh Bard stings this ball right here. Another 5 feet. It's a 3-run ball game. Wind is blowing in from left field across the field.
Yeah, that didn't help.
No. See that Canadian flag out there behind that bullpen.
Martis on 1 pitch out. Over Bay to Romero, 2 down. Top of the order, Guzman, as we check in with our buddy Medwick and talk about the oldest player in Blue Jays history.
Maybe it's Ernie Witt.
That's a good call, the catcher. They had Phil Niekro in '87.
Hall of Famer Phil Niekro.
You talked to him a couple of weeks ago on your radio show.
Because he was the oldest pitcher to get to 300 games and Randy Johnson's second oldest pitcher to get to 300 games. So
how do you win 120 games after your 40th birthday?
Because he didn't win his first game till he was 26.
That's something.
Yeah, I mean, he's a knuckleballer. It's
the
like
knuckleball is the baseball fountain of youth.
Yeah, Tim Wakefield could pitch till he's 70.
Guzman to the right side, over Bay to the pitcher. Close, inning over. Nats go in order for the first time today. Each pitcher getting a badly needed quick 4th inning. Thomas Jefferson, Abe Lincoln behind him. Teddy wiped out TJ. He could not get Abe, who's always been a great finisher. You know, Abe's running a lot like his political life. Very little early success, but he really did well at the end. By the way, on Father's Day, George Washington, the father of our country, conspicuously absent from the race. Debbie Taylor is on the case. Top of the 5th. Adam Lind for the Blue Jays. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lindo for 1 with a walk, a run scored. He came in one of the best extra base hit guys in the American League, 4th with 36 of them. He's only managed a couple of singles and 2 walks this weekend. Until 1:36 this afternoon, the Nationals had really contained a very good Toronto offense. There he is with the doubles, right up there with Brian Roberts and Texas Michael Young. The former Nat Marlon Byrd on that list with Evan Longoria, who we saw last weekend. That's a fair ball. Nick has to go backhand. Martis is there,
nice play.
And Nick flips it to him. Nick was rolling and all over the place. Didn't really have time to square up for a conventional throw.
Well, the best part about this play right here is going to be the flip. He's got to backhand it quickly. We know Nick can pick it. This is a great play right here. He catches it. He rolls. Martis getting over there, fielding his position and covering first base.
You know, the other thing I saw at the tail end of that play, I'm not sure I've seen many pitchers do that. Martis had the poise to run with his glove wide open. He really gave Nick Johnson a good looking target.
Well, you're taught to do that. You're also taught to run down the line with the runner so that he doesn't come up your heels and spike you. So you really see how he came across. You don't want him to do that. So if you look at, well, I can't do it on the telestrator there. You see how he did a direct line to the bag? You want to come to first base, find first base 5 feet before the bag, and try to run up the line with the runner so he doesn't spike you.
Alex Rios pulls it foul, and the count's 1-1.
But yes, giving him a target is an excellent idea, and that's what they try to teach in spring training, called pitcher's fielding practice.
And Rios, he's a candidate for a fastball up and in right now. The way he's digging in, the way he's swinging, he is just really wailing away at the ball.
Well, he got rolling a little earlier.
He extends. Guzman picks it on a hop. Throws to Nick. Good defense by the Nats in this inning. 2 outs. Right as we arrive at the 3 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park in our nation's capital. Sun is blazing. It's a beautiful day at the ballpark. And a good crowd on hand. Probably in the area of 25,000 or so. But it's all Blue Jays on the scoreboard. 6-2 with a 4-run first. And singles in the second and third. During the break, they had all the dads stand up and wave, and the crowd applauded. That was cool.
Well, happy Father's Day to all the men in the military.
Yeah, we need to remember them on this day.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of dads away from their families so that we can be with ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're entitled to a cold one today. 1-1 to Overbay. 2 for 2. 3 RBIs. A base hit, a homer. This guy's always been a good hitter. I remember we used to go to Milwaukee, and when he hit a home run, they'd put their hands over their heads in the shape of a big O. He was very popular in Milwaukee, and then got traded to Toronto with a player to be named later for pitcher Dave Bush, outfielder Gabe Gross, and another player to be named later. He's been in Toronto ever since. Well hit. Nick deflects it, gets it back, and still out at first base. If at first or at second you don't succeed, try again. Nick coming up with the bat after Slick Nick with the glove put on a nice show to retire the Blue Jays in the top of the 5th. Merrill, now your dad was a longtime journalist up in New England.
Yes, he was. My father was a newsman. He unfortunately passed away about 13 years ago, but he passed on the voice to me. I don't personally love the voice, but my dad had a very low voice like this, so that's what you hear coming out of your television sets. But yeah, my dad was a newsman for 50 years. Even went all the way back with Bob Crane from Hogan's Heroes fame back in the 50s when Bob Crane was on radio in New York. So, yes, there's a lot of news in my blood, although I happen to play sports. But as you said, it's up to the Nats offense to start getting involved in this game. Romero has given them plenty of opportunities to get back in it. See if we can get something going here.
Well, my dad was a welder at the shipyard on the Mississippi. He didn't pass along many welding skills to me, but he did teach me what hard work was all about, and I'll never forget that.
There you go. And that's what my dad taught me, work ethic.
Yep.
My dad often holding down 2-3 jobs to support 6 big dibble kids that could eat a lot.
That's hard to believe.
Hey, my 3 sisters were almost as big as me, so.
Jesus Colome's been a busy man this weekend. It's the bottom of the 5th, Nick Johnson. So whatever your dad does,
yes,
honor him today. I think Adam Dunn had a great comment earlier. He said to him, Father's Day is not about him being a dad, it's about his dad. And I think all of us feel that way, even though we have kids and we love them to death and we love our families. But it's our dads we're thinking about, especially when they're no longer here with us. Oh, that's a fair ball. Nick, a great swing. Nick Johnson having an amazing weekend.
I think the ball girl did something down there.
The ball girl went the wrong way, but it would have been a double anyway.
We talked about this with Ryan Zimmerman. Sometimes just a little bit of a late swing, just put it in play.
Look at that head down.
You see Nick throw the hands. And this is a double right through the 5-hole of the umpire at third base. And the ball girl's got to skedaddle.
She did make a nice little hop over the ball at the end there.
Don't touch it.
And here's Ryan Zimmerman. We said this a couple of times today. The Nationals are long from being done in this game. And I guarantee you there is not one guy in the first base dugout who doesn't think they're going to come back and sweep this series.
And talking to some of the guys yesterday, and even Willie Harris today, they expect to win now. They think they're good enough to win every day, and that's what you want out of this ball club.
Zimmerman right to the shortstop, 1 out. Ryan 0 for his last 15. He's tried everything. Bunting, first pitch swinging. You know, just because you want to hit the ball to right field doesn't mean they're going to throw you a changeup on the outside corner of the plate and say, here it is on a tee, buddy. So here's Adam Dunn. A base hit last time. He goes up hacking. Some interesting doings in New York. The Tampa Bay Rays just got 4 in the 5th at Citi Field and have taken a 4-2 lead over the Mets. Tampa Bay 6 back of Boston. These Blue Jays are 5 back. Yankees 3 out, and the Red Sox in first at 41 and 27. Austin Kearns is next. Runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the 5th. And they play Adam Dunn pretty deep, so it may only take a base hit to get the Nats back on the board. They don't play as dramatic a shift now. The Blue Jays are the one ball club that really changes defenses against Adam Dunn based on man on base or not. They want to leave the shortstop at home to stay right behind Nick and keep him close to second base.
Well, I think regardless of whether Adam's on a hot streak or a cold streak, he's pitched so carefully, especially with a base open. And Austin Kearns has to make them pay if they walk him.
It's interesting. I was listening to a report yesterday about Trey Hillman, who manages the Royals. He went into their series this weekend against St. Louis and said, we're not going to let Albert Pujols beat us. He's driven in about 5 runs in that series. Just because you say and you don't want him to beat you, your pitchers still have to execute something here and there. And sometimes there are men on base and you have to pitch to a guy. Dad's a hero today. There's a souvenir. Nice. Did I spot a Red Sox cap already? 3-2. And Adam takes the walk. 2 on, 1 out. Austin Kearns coming. Second walk issued by Romero today. You can get the latest Nats news, discount offers, and much more on Facebook. You can join the Washington Nationals fan page or add, this is hard to believe, you can add Teddy Roosevelt as your friend. Follow Teddy on Twitter at Teddy26Nats or check out our Notes from Natstown blog at natstown.mlbblogs.com.
I follow Teddy on Twitter, by the way.
Where do you have time to do all this stuff?
I don't do all of it. My wife does a lot of it.
Okay. There's Kearns.
But I do Twitter.
I can send a text. That's about it.
That's all you got to do. That's what Twittering is.
I know, but I don't have one of those phones that's a quick type, if you know what I mean.
Well, maybe we can work something out with the iPhone people.
No, that's okay.
You don't want to get too technological savvy, do
I have
you?
a cell phone, an iPod, a laptop, and that's all I'm getting.
Do you have a rotary phone at home?
No, but I do have to call the local operator.
Oh, you do. You have one of those crank phones?
Hey, Mildred, I got to make a call. 2-1 to Kearns.
That's what I used to love about remember the Waltons on TV? They still had that phone. And
that's great.
Come on.
I'm not ready for Twitter.
Wow, Joe just threw out there that you have a jitterbug phone.
What does that mean?
That's for senior citizen.
Well, if the shoe fits.
You haven't seen the jitterbug commercial?
Nope.
Oh, it's it's a phone with big numbers and not a lot of bells and whistles, so that
I can take pictures with my phone. I sent some friends of mine pictures of Yankee Stadium the other day who had never seen it. That was pretty cool. Two and 2 to Kearns. That's a good take. Ball gets away, but the runners have to stay. And now it's 3-2.
I tried to steal a soap dish out of the Yankee home clubhouse, and the metal detector stopped me. I'm kidding.
I would imagine a soap dish in that clubhouse was probably made of marble or granite.
The clubhouses are like a 5-star hotel, but that's what was told to me from the builders. A 5-star hotel with a baseball field.
3-2 to Kearns, and he walks.
Very nice.
And the bases are loaded with 1 out. That's a really good at bat by Austin.
Yep.
He's not going well. He's 0 for 14 and 10 for 77. And for him to take a borderline pitch when he's dying to get a hit shows a lot of professionalism on his part. There they are, the Nats bunch. Nick's on third, Dunn's on second, Kearns is on first. And it'll be a big spot here for Alberto Gonzalez, a contact man.
Well, if we do come back to win this ball game, that could be our defining moment right there by Austin Kearns. Taking that walk, as you said, in the midst of a very big valley.
Yeah.
He could have gone up there just hacking at everything, trying to work himself out of a slump. But instead, still has team on his mind. And now you got one of our hottest hitters up there. The chance to at least get a base hit or a fly ball and get 1, possibly 2 runs.
Brad Arnsberg is the Toronto pitching coach, and he is just now back to the dugout.
So they said Albert Pujols is not going to beat us, and he did.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of times you don't want to even put that thought process in the pitcher's heads, though. Their job is to get outs. But if you're going to pitch around them, then just put them on.
That's a double play ball. Kearns really went after Aaron Hill. And right after 2 consecutive walks, Alberto Gonzalez swung at the first pitch. Hitters will do that. We can't figure it out sometimes, but look at Kearns go after Hill.
Clean play. Very nice. with his glove right here. Great play. First to catch it, then a great shovel pass. Then he knocks it down, sticks with it, finds Chiron Martis, who had found the bag, then leads off the next inning, or the bottom half, with a double. We weren't able to get Nick Johnson home, but Nick doing his part.
You could say one thing about the Nats offense today. The situational hitting has been very poor, with the exception of Josh Bard back in the second. With lack of contact with men on base, and then Gonzalez swinging at the first pitch after 2 walks in a double play. So you keep on plugging away. Nats are into their bullpen. Martis did give them the 5 innings that Manny was hoping to salvage. 95 pitches, 61 strikes. And Jesus Colome will work for the 3rd consecutive game in this series. This will be the first time he's been in before the 11th inning. Barajas, Romero, unless they hit for him, and then Scudero. But Romero's pitch count is okay because of the double play. He's at 86 pitches. That's a busted bat. Guzman waiting for it. Join us at the ballpark Thursday. It's the Nationals tie drive. Fans can drop off new and worn ties in good condition at the center field gate from the opening of the gate through the 4th inning. All ties and dress accessories collected will benefit Career Gear.
I've got some ties I can definitely donate.
I was going to say, I've seen some in this booth this year that should be donated.
I was going to say something about you.
I hope they don't look at them and say, that's okay, guys.
I think it's time to give me those Stan Musial ties and let me retire them.
I bet your dad wore a tie to his typewriter every day.
He did. That was old school radio. You didn't get to see him in that medium, but he still wore a tie. Did he have wear ties to my games? I'd say, Dad, please stop wearing your ties. And he's like, that's just how I am.
Did he have the little hat with the card on it that said press?
No, he didn't have one of those. But like in old pictures, he had those great old Cadillacs and the convertibles and stuff. I said, Dad, if you just saved one of those Cadillacs, just think of how much it would be worth now.
So your dad was kind of a Hugh Beaumont kind of guy.
Oh, my dad was a hit, dude.
And I mean, he was like Beaver Cleaver's dad. He always had a tie on.
Yes, he was.
Or a nice sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Johnson. Oh, this will be ridiculously easy for Nick after those plays. He's got it for the second out. And the top of the order coming out. The Nats will see if they can get Marco Scudero out for the first time today.
All right, so your dad was a shipbuilder. Did he make, like, you know, work on the Titanic or something?
No, these were river boats, towboats and barges.
Okay.
On the Mississippi River.
Needful things.
He was a very good welder, and he made me work there 2 summers while I was in college. I never wanted to go back to school so bad in my life. So thanks for that.
I think he taught you something there.
He sure did. I was on the labor gang, as they called it. We got to carry all the scrap iron and all the junk around the yard.
Kip Wells.
And those Midwest summers were really fun with steel-toed shoes on and long-sleeve shirts all day and hard hats. So but that's a lesson I will never forget.
He wanted to show you he didn't want you to do that. He wanted you to study, go to college, and become something.
You know what? And he did that for 38 years. That's, to me, amazing. And I know I've talked to men from that generation. My dad was born in 1911. He was a teenager when the Depression hit. And he always told me that the most important thing of guys in his generation was steady work.
Yep.
He could have gone elsewhere and made more money at times, but he wanted that steady work. And I know a lot of our older fans are nodding their heads, yeah, right now. That's what I was thinking. You know, we salute you guys. You dads, you granddads, and I'm sure it's some great granddads tuned in today.
Oh, and my mother's father worked for the phone company up in Connecticut, and my father's father worked for the Yale lock company, making those old, remember those brass locks that had the hinges?
Sure.
That's what he did. So, very hard-working family.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Scudero. And the Jays have not had a hit since his 4th inning single. In fact, they've only had 2 hits since the 2nd. Well, they had a whole bunch of them, 6 early.
I like the fact that Column A is becoming a useful cog in that bullpen machine. I said it before, I'll say it again. I think he may have the best stuff down there. Doesn't mean you can be a pitcher, though.
Let's see if he can get a 1-2-3 inning. Yes, a fastball up. Well, the pitching staff is suddenly doing its job. So's the defense. Harris, Bard, and the pitcher spot coming up.
Was coached by his dad when he was a youngster, and now he cherishes every minute he gets to spend with his son Brady. Earlier I asked him what Father's Day means to him.
Father's Day to me is about my father, and I don't look at it as being a father. I look at it as kind of reflecting what my father did for me. So he's obviously been the best, and he's been there for me through the good and the bad. So I can't say enough good things about him.
And of course, Skip says a lot of good things about Adam as well. Really proud of his son, Bob.
I can't think of anything prouder than seeing your son make it to the major leagues and then have success. And there's Adam and Brady.
All right, ready?
Oh, he's a lefty.
You ready? You ready? Look at the ball. Ready?
Look at the ball. We are told that that ball was hit onto Potomac Avenue. Here's Willie on a 2-1 pitch, and he takes it up and in, so he's another candidate to get on base. The Nationals have had their leadoff man on 3 of the first 5 innings. The RBI man Bard is next. And Willie thought it was a high strike, but he did the right thing by not tossing the bat just yet. Umpires don't like that. C.B. Buckner, there's been very little debate about his strike zone today. And Willie strikes out. So Romero's going to get 6 innings here, it appears.
Well, 3-1, he comes back into the count, and then 3-2. He throws a good fastball that had some movement on it. Northrop Grumman on the pitch track.
Josh Bard 1 for 2 with a 2-run single. Ronnie Belliard to bat for Jesus Colomé next. So Colomé gets a 1-2-3 6th with a strikeout, and he'll have a pretty solid weekend of relief pitching here.
Well, moving forward, that would be just an extra added weapon for Manny Acta to look down that bullpen and have. That would definitely help this ball club as we move forward.
Colomé 2 1/3 innings scoreless in this 3-game series, appearing in each game. Well, things a little quiet here. Nats have 1 hit since the 3rd inning. When they got 2 in the 6th last night, it was the first time in ages they'd scored in the second half of a ball game.
Nice.
Josh Bard levels off and singles to right field.
It looks like a granddaddy on Father's Day.
I think so. And the pinch hitter for the pitcher will be Ronnie Belliard. The Nats need hits. They need base runners. Belliard 3 for 17 with a pinch hit home run and 4 pinch RBIs this year. Ronnie takes a breaking, or rather a changeup that dipped down into the dirt. Top of the order coming up, so a good time to get a hit with a man already on base, and there's 80 feet of hitting room on the right side. The Braves got 2 in the 7th at Fenway to tie the Red Sox. They're 4-4 now. Phillies and the Orioles are still tied at 1, and the Mets have scored a run. In fact, they've scored 3 to lead the Rays now. Bottom of the 6th at Citi Field, 5-4 New York. Florida plays later, so you're up to date on the National League East and Interleague play. Belliard pulls it, third baseline. Rolling to second, low throw, and they turn it around the horn. 5-4-3. Another inning-ending double play for the Blue Jays, their 2nd in a row. PNC leading the way. Lily Harris has been flying through the air this weekend. There's a little lady with her dad. It's a great family day at the ballpark. Every Sunday is a great family day here. And here's our game summary. Lyle Overbay, hitting star for the Blue Jays. He's driven in 3 of their 6. Marco Scutaro on base 3 times with a run scored. And Josh Bard, a 2-hit day for the Nats with RBIs number 9 and 10. Kip Wells takes over.
It was so nice to see Jesus Flores in the clubhouse today. He had some stuff on his shoulder because obviously he's nursing that broken bone in his shoulder, but he was in good spirits.
Yeah, he told me yesterday he's feeling good. He just has to wait and be patient to resume what they call baseball activities. 22nd appearance for Kip Wells. Aaron Hill, Vernon Wells, Scott Rowland for the Blue Jays, top 7. First pitch swinging just beyond the reach of Gonzalez. And Aaron Hill, who came into that at bat 1 for 14, is aboard here in the 7th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. And you better ask your dad too. Wells 1 for 2 with a double. Wow, Dad's got them all dressed up today. Got some cloud cover now, making it comfortable for the folks who've been sitting out in the warm sun today.
It's been a beautiful day.
That breeze still blowing in from left. Might have cost Josh Bard a 3 for 3 day. We thought he'd homered into the teeth of that breeze back in the 4th.
But no matter what happens today, you have to take the fact that you won the series with the Yankees. You've already won the series with the Blue Jays, and you take that into the Red Sox series. You just want to start taking 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and that's how you get back into the season.
Managers will tell you that's the way you look at it, 1 series at a time.
Yep.
And then within that framework, 1 game, 1 inning, whatever it takes to get you there. But let's be honest, 4-2 week against these kind of ball clubs would be outstanding. 5-1 would have been great, and there's still a chance, but you'll take 4-2. And I think the Nats will be convinced they can play with the Red Sox when they show up Tuesday.
And that's the key. And I said that going back to the Rays series. You're gauging how talented your ball club is against these teams that possibly 2 or all 3 could have a shot at going to the playoffs by the end of the year.
From what people feel is the best division in baseball.
Right. And so then you can say, look, I could play with the big boys. And it just, now maybe it'll expedite some of the way they work and their work ethic. You know what? I have to keep working harder. If I want to be that team, this is what I'm going to have to do every day, not just, once every 8 weeks.
And even the bottom dweller in that division, Baltimore, have won their last 4. They're only 6 games under 500 as a last place team. Vernon Wells trying to dance his way out to that ball, and he couldn't get there. Here's our Coors Freeze Cam from Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And a look at the Scott Rowland slide on the Austin Kurtz throw, Rob, back in the 1st inning.
Well, Scott Rowland's going to come in on the back end right there of a single by Rios and see him just get in under the tag of Josh Bard. And that's our freeze frame Coors Light moment. But just a great slide. He's just such a ball player.
He is.
Does everything well. We talked about Millar last night, being able to run the bases. You may not be sprinter speed, but you can still be a good base runner.
Well, and I remember people telling me when Rowland came over to the ball club I was with at the time, St. Louis, what a great base runner he was. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He came over to St. Louis in 2002 after 7 really good years with the Phillies. And it didn't take long to see what he does. He's not a base stealer. He's a base runner. And I will never forget. Remember when Toronto got crossed up today and both guys were at the bag for a relay? That happened one day with him, the runner coming. He took out both of them.
This guy does look like a linebacker or a cornerback. I thought this guy's huge.
Yeah, he is large. He's listed at 6'4", 250. And a very good third baseman. Is Craig Stammen throwing on the side?
No, he may be getting an inning in this game.
And of course, Scott Olsen is coming back soon, although his most recent outing wasn't very good. The Nats want him to have at least one more rehab start. Ouch. That's a broken bat. Zimmerman to second. Well done. To first. Safe. Aaron Hill went after Gonzalez, who made a strong relay, and Scott Rowland just able to beat it out.
It's a great play by Ryan Zimmerman right here. Got a fast runner on first. He's got to really get it over there. I don't know. We may have gotten rolling at first. Nice play there, though. Scott Rowland hustling down first, just like Zimmerman does.
He's there with 2 outs for Adam Lind.
Austin Kearns is another right-handed hitter we could have. It's very difficult to double up.
Bases almost wiped clean. 2 outs with a runner at first. Lindo for 2 with a walk. And it's up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the Blue Jays color analyst, former Major League catcher Darren Fletcher, paid our bullpen a very good compliment. He said, man, I thought we had a really good bullpen. He said, your bullpen's been matching us this entire series.
Yeah.
So that's the way you want to be recognized if you're a bullpen.
They did a good job in New York.
That's how they opened their show for the Blue Jays today. They talked about our bullpen.
Wow. Why didn't you tell me that before? I would have watched.
I think you were a little busy.
Yeah, I was. It's really great, though, running into some of the ex-players who come in here with their ball clubs. They also use Alan Ashby.
Yep, on radio.
On the radio side. With a great guy from California, Jerry Howarth, who's been doing their games for nearly 30 years. He teamed with longtime Hall of Fame announcer Tom Cheek. Two balls and 2 strikes to Adam Lind. Low ball 3. Scott Rowland will be running at first. Alex Rios on deck. Top of the 7th. Blue Jays 6, Nats 2. They've out-hit Washington 9-7. Two on, 2 out. Martis walked 2 both early, but they really hurt in the first inning. Colomé didn't walk a batter. Wells now with 1 pass. And Alex Rios will have a chance to possibly put this game out of reach for Toronto.
Remember Jeff Bagwell ended up hitting just 1 shy of 450 home runs, over 1,500 RBI, career .297 hitter. I totally believe he's going to the Hall of Fame. 408 on base percentage. He stole 202 bases in his career.
Yeah.
And was one of the best base runners I've ever seen.
Well, that's why.
He was not a speedy guy. He was a big, burly first baseman. But it's all about the jump that you get off the pitcher, and it's about just being a heads up and into every pitch type player. Situational baseball.
Yeah, they called him and Biggio the killer bees because of the bats, their legs, and their gloves. They did a lot of different things to beat you. I think they were the longest tenured teammates since Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell with the Tigers. That great up the middle double play combination they had for about 18 years. Bagwell and Biggio 17 or 18 with Houston. It's just so rare anymore to have two players, one for that matter, on a ball club who has a great career and that entire career is spent with one team. And each of them had chances to go elsewhere.
Well, Biggio, who I played on an all-star team, he was a catcher.
That's right.
Then he went to second base. He ended up stealing over 400 bases.
And he also played center field.
Played center field. 3,060 hits.
He was here 2 years ago with the Astros over at RFK the week before he announced he was retiring. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alex Rios. 2 on 2 out here in the 7th. Got him looking on a front door. Breaking ball. Kip Wells gets his second strikeout of the inning. The Blue Jays strand 2. They've left 6. Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Kids and dads at the ballpark, and now the Nats need some runs. Down by 4, bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays staying with their starter here. 101 pitches, 63 strikes for Ricky Romero. As I've mentioned before, he has thrown as many as 109 pitches. That was 7 innings at Philadelphia 5 days ago.
Well, they're also very thin in their bullpen. They feel that they're just trying to salvage this series. Bullpen is up. They came loaded for bear today. 6 runs in the first 3 innings. It's been mostly Blue Jays all day today.
Jesse Carlton, the lefty. Jeremy Accardo, the right-hander. Kristen Guzman, 1 for 3 today. First pitch swinging again. Nationals have had their opportunities, but they've stranded 7 runners and lost 2 others on double plays.
Well, I don't think there's any ball club that's been hit as hard with their starting pitchers as the Blue Jays. Roy Halladay, Jesse Leach, Markham, McGowan, and then Bobby Ray, Jansen. You know, entire starting rotation of what they probably thought was going to start the year with them is on the DL.
Roland playing shallow, cuts it off. Nats are down to their final 8 outs. Nats Extra, presented by Verizon Fios. Johnny Holiday and Phil Wood at the ballpark this weekend, breaking down Chiron Martis. His 5 innings that started out rough ended pretty smoothly. The Nats, a roster move, and a preview of the Red Sox series. Jesus Colomé did leave the ball game last night with what appeared to be a quad. Debbie told us he was day-to-day, but was back out there pitching today.
Nah, it's probably a cramp. Sat around all night. Came in, what, the 11th inning? So
we're hearing reports the Nats may be calling Tyler Clippard up. Nick Johnson.
I better stick around for the post-game show and find out what's going on.
Yeah, we're always the last to know.
I know.
But these moves are often made at the end of a ball game. If you can't be at the ballpark Tuesday night, Masson HD, 7 o'clock. Brad Penny and John Lannon. And the Nats get a base hit. It's another multi-hit game for Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson is now 7 for 10 with 5 walks in this series.
I got a nickname for Nick. Nick the Machine Johnson. The machine gets another knock.
All right, now it's Ryan Zimmerman's turn. Baseball success can come like a bolt of lightning out of nowhere, and that's what Ryan needs here. 0 for 13 in this series and 0 for his last 15. And we'd love nothing better than to see a sharply hit ball go right by Nick Johnson into right field. Outside.
Oh, it looks like he's moving up on the plate a little bit. I know he's moved up in the box. And this guy's been throwing some breaking balls in front of the plate all day to him. Maybe he'll smoke one right back up the box. You okay over there?
Yeah.
All right.
Got a little frog in my throat.
I'll have to do the Heimlich maneuver on your Father's Day.
I got choked up for the Royals manager when I saw that Albert Pujols just hit his 25th home run. And Kansas City, who is going to pitch around him all weekend, is in danger of being swept. It's 11-4 in the 4th inning there.
That man will not beat us. Oh, no. There's another home run.
8 runs in the 4th for St. Louis. Hey, there are some guys on pace for 60 home runs. I mean, Pujols has 25 now. Adrian Gonzalez 23. Raul Ibanez hurt 22. Carlos Pena in the American League 22. Mark Teixeira, the only other guy with as many as 20. But I mean, you know, we're only in the low 70s or high 60s in games. We are still a week and a half away from the true halfway point of the season. That's why the Nats would like to pile up a whole bunch of wins between now and game number 81 and shut down all these emails about the Nats and the 62 Mets. Two and two. Zimmerman hanging tough here. Breaking ball strikes him out. He is just not seeing the breaking ball at all. Ryan's been called out on strikes. I think that's 5 to 6 times on breaking balls in the last 3 games.
Well, he's a little bit in between. Here's the Northrop Grumman pitch track. And sometimes in an at-bat, you're going along thinking, okay, they're working me one way, and then he double crosses you and makes a different adjustment. He's just got to be patient. He'll come out of this.
Adam Dunn. And the other thing about Ryan Zimmerman, he did DH 1 game, and he never gets a day off. That ball will be hooking well foul. That's how strong Adam Dunn is. He hit that ball off the end of the bat.
That's the truth.
So tomorrow might really help Ryan
absolutely
get away from it for a day.
Absolutely. And I mean, really get away from it. If you got to go to the movies for 3 straight movies, just get your mind away from it, get your mind around it.
And then come in Tuesday and do your work.
Absolutely. And the thing is, we've said this from, when the things really started to go bad for the Nationals, that Dunn wasn't getting a day off, Zimmerman wasn't getting a day off, because you have to keep your best players out there to try to just scratch out wins when you're losing so many games. So
it's easy to manage your lineup when you're 15 games over 500. Manny has never had that luxury. Clawing and scratching every night. 0-2 to Dunn now. This Romero kid is about to go through 7 innings. He's fanned 5, walked 3, erased 1 of those with a double play, but he's only given the Nationals 2 singles and 1 double since the 2-run second inning. So he shut him down. And he gets done with a fastball. Nats had a man on with 1 out. That's it. On to the 8th inning. 6-2 Toronto. Audio broadcasts, visit nationals.com on your iPhone, if I had one, or iPod Touch to purchase. You know, Rob, you haven't gotten me anything for Father's Day.
That's true. That's true. Let me see if I can work a deal for you for an iPhone.
I got you some snacks during the 11th inning last night, you know, in case you forgot.
I like those honey snacks that you got me.
Yeah. We have a little snack stash up here. So Joey shows up with a generic white bag of industrial strength Fritos.
I don't know.
That ain't gonna cut.
I think a welder might have come up with that one. Look at that bag.
1 out. Overbay retired. Barajas next. And then the Blue Jays will hit for their pitcher. Looks like we'll see John McDonald for the first time this weekend. No, they have a new player. Gonna have to check on this. Blue Jays made a move today. Infielder, outfielder Russ Adams recalled from Las Vegas, and they sent out Joe England. So we'll see Adams here. Can you imagine Toronto having their AAA in Las Vegas?
I wouldn't have bet on that.
Well, Toronto was the longtime team that had the Syracuse Chiefs, which of course is now the Nationals AAA. They were in Syracuse for a long, long time. So here's Russ Adams. He was batting .319 with a homer and 9 RBIs in 24 games for the Las Vegas 51s. You know, Area 51 out there where all the private research and UFO stuff goes on. That's what their ball club is, the 51s.
It's all a mystery to me.
Oh, he tosses the bat. Wow. That bangs the railing right by the photographer's bay.
Well, you'd think they'd be like the Las Vegas 21s.
Yeah, you would
Las
think
Vegas
so.
Streets or something. There's the end of it. Pretty good bat tosser.
That's why Mr. Exmo, Mo, wears his helmet.
Happy Father's Day, Mo.
He looks like the Terminator with that thing.
I'll be back.
And Adams comes to the big leagues and slaps one up the middle. He's aboard with 2 outs. By the way, that's not UFO activity out there in Vegas, Rob. It's marsh gas. That's what the government says. Isn't that the usual explanation?
Weather balloons.
Marsh. Yeah, marsh
Weather
gas
balloon,
and weather
marsh,
balloons.
Yeah, exactly. Why are these little green men on those balloons then?
You know what? If there's so many weather balloons, why can't we tell when it's going to rain? Top of the order, here's Marco Scutaro, 3 for 4 today. That's a good one by Kip Wells to the outer half. Just trying to keep this thing close. The Nats have 6 outs left with which to work in a 6-2 game. Nationals have had at least a man on base in every inning except the 4th. So Romero will strike out 6, walk 3, hit a batter, get a couple of double plays. He pitches 7 innings and gives up 2 runs on 8 hits. Kind of outing the Blue Jays needed to hold down the Nats and to save their bullpen, their beleaguered bullpen at the moment. I don't think Kip Wells is too happy about that call.
There's the pitch track.
I mean, what's a better pitch than that in terms of being on a corner?
It's a great pitch. It's a great pitch. You heard Bob Boone's explanation. The Quest Tech, the zone evaluation system, that when they call a strike that the system thinks is a ball, they get called out on it. So they'd rather call it a ball.
And they'd rather have longer games.
Oh, most definitely.
And more offense.
Frank Robinson was in Tampa to talk to the umpiring crew to find ways to speed up this game.
Sounds to me like 2 departments that aren't communicating very well. Willie Harris is cruising to this ball. He has it. And the Blue Jays strand their 7th runner of the day. Kearns, Gonzalez, and Harris. It's getting late. The Red Sox are coming on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Masson HD. John Lennon, 8 1/3, 2 earned runs, only 1 walk at Yankee Stadium Wednesday. He's 4-5, got his 15th career win. And then the Red Sox will throw Brad Penny. Now his number's not that great, 4.94 ERA, but Lannon's opponent, a 6-2 record in his career against the Expos and the Nats. Brad Penny's 12-5 with a 2.5 ERA. There's the big fella from Oklahoma on your left. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Nats Extra, hosted by Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight.
Yes, but John Lennon is one of the first pitchers, New York born, to beat both New York teams in 1 year.
First one since Jason Marquis from Long Island back in 05.
So you got the Red Sox, you got the kid from New York. Something's got to give.
Yep. Might as well go after New York and New England while you're at it.
That's right.
Terrorizing the Eastern Seaboard, John Lennon.
Well, he's been terrorizing the American League East the last 6 games or so.
Here's Austin Kearns, 0 for 1, but he's been on base twice.
And a lot of our guys think we should have taken 2 out of 3 from the Rays.
Yeah. Well, and with another pitch or two either way, the Nats could have swept the Yankees. Tuesday night's game, they had the lead. Kearns batting .192, but his on-base average is up around .330. On a couple of times today, hit by a pitch and a walk. Fastball up. 3-0 from Jeremy Accardo. Joe Hanrahan for the 9th. Kearns hits it well, but it's going to slice out of play. We saw Jeremy Accardo for 2 scoreless innings on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts in the 11-inning game Friday night. He gets jammed. Easy little humpback liner to Hill for the first out. Austin Kearns is 0 for his last 15. Ryan Zimmerman is 0 for his last 16. It's been a rough go today for the numbers 3 and 5 hitters. And Alberto Gonzalez will be in there. And maybe something wrong with Jeremy Accardo.
Almost look like he reaches for his groin.
Yeah, right there. Similar to Colomé last night, the top of that quad area there.
Yeah. That's it. He's done.
Yeah, you can't pitch.
Well, you have to.
If you can't extend and land.
You've got to be flexible when you're a pitcher. You got to be stretched out, and sometimes you go to just push off the mound, thinking, "Well, I've done this tens of thousands of times," and it's one time they get you.
The Blue Jays were warming up Jesse Carlson. The Nats do have a right-hander, then a lefty, and then a switch hitter. And that looks like Brandon League. He'll come into the ball game, get all the time he needs. While he's doing that, we'll take a break. 1 out, bottom of the 8th at Nationals Park. Blue Jays lead it 6-2. Book your next trip at Southwest.com. And by Corona and Corona Light. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime. Relax responsibly. Kind of a quiet day over in the Navy Yard. Kind of quiet here at the ballpark as well. RipkenSeniorCollegeBaseball.org or call 410-588-9900. More information on this game live on Mass and HT July 15th. It's at Waldorf at Regency Furniture Stadium. The Ripken Senior All-Stars and the Valley League All-Stars. A lot of future Major League stars have started there, and they'll be playing. Hope you can join us on Masson or in person. Brandon League for the Blue Jays. He pitched a scoreless 10th here Friday night. 26-year-old right-hander from Sacramento, lives in Honolulu. Perfect fastball right in on the hands of Alberto Gonzalez, who's 1 for 3. Took a little bit off. Same location, same look, different pitch. Strike 2. And he had him reaching. Foul tip, caught, 2 outs.
League's got a lot of good stuff, including a fork ball, and you see him turn it over right here, and it just dives right out of the zone to Gonzalez. Throw 97 or 95 and have an 82-mile-an-hour changeup. It'll make you look like that. Bad swing. You're looking for that 95. You got to get the bat head out there quick, and then, oh, look at he threw it 15-mile-an-hour slower.
Willie Harris, first pitch swinging, skies it to left, and Adam Lind is there. We're going to the 9th inning. Blue Jays got 4 in the first. They lead by 4, 6-2.
Nats down by 4 as we move to the 9th inning. Now, Mike McDougall told me that his dad, who also was a minor league ball player, has really helped him a lot, and they are very close.
He's been great. I mean, my dad's my best friend, so he's my buddy. I call him every day, and he's just a great guy, and I love being around him.
He was also a Senators bat boy, and he should be here at Nationals Park next month, Bob.
Wow, Senators bat boy. Nice. Josh Willingham, get used to seeing him play some right field. Josh is going to be out there working a lot during BP in the days to come. He realizes that his spot in the lineup probably depend on him switching over there. I think the Nats really would like to leave Adam Dunn in left. And with Austin Kern slumping, Willingham's going to get a chance to play over there when he gets back into form. And he'll get an inning here. He'll also get an at bat in the bottom of the ninth because it's a double switch. Joel Hanrahan's in there facing Aaron Hill, who's 1 for 4 today and 2 for 15 in the series. 2 balls, 1 strike. Field lights are on here at the ballpark. It's been cloudy for a while, but very comfortable for our fans. They just haven't had a whole lot to get out of their seats about since the 2nd inning. Ooh, well played on the carom. And Guzman to his left. Gotta hurry. Close play, 1 out. Our buddies, the Potomac Nationals, would like you to join the party this summer. Wednesday Belly Buster nights, that's after the Dollar Mondays. There's Thursday Lady Nights and the spectacular post-game fireworks on Saturday. This year also new, the Salute to Service Tuesdays. All military, first responders, and teachers get free tickets. It's Uncle Slam's stimulus package. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Real baseball. Real close. It's only a half hour away. And here's Vernon Wells, 1 for 3 with a walk. That'll be over the Nats dugout. Nice catch. Oh, then brother to little sister. Look at her. That's sweet. He's probably dad to little one. Nice. He was a young looking dad there. Off speed pitch. Is that Hanrahan with a 82 straight change there? Sure had the hitter out ahead. Possibly. We don't see Joel doing more than 2 pitches. Fastball, slider usually.
Well, with a 4-run deficit right here, it's a chance to work on a few things while trying to get out here. And that was another changeup.
Nice.
Yep.
Guzman, 2 outs.
Said before, Joel's probably working on this, and it's a nice circle changeup he throws. Even though it's up in the zone, when you're looking 95 and a guy drops that 84 straight change in there, it looks like a fastball. Vernon Wells doesn't normally look that bad swinging the bat.
It's looking pretty good as Scott Rowland, another 2-hit game.
He didn't want to get to the changeup. He said, oh, first pitch fastball, thank you, I'll swing in it.
Rowland's had 5 hits this weekend. And now on his 11-game hitting streak, he is 22 for 48. John Lannon, Brad Penny, Tuesday night. If you are seeking tickets for the Boston series, don't wait any longer. Go online. And there will be some $5 grandstand tickets that take place at the Team Store box office out in left field every day just after 4:30 in the afternoon. 888-632-NATS or Nationals.com. And Scott Rowland down to second base on a wild pitch. So Manny and his Nats, unless they come up with a big 9th inning, will still have a 4-2 week against the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And that one on the right's a big ouch today. We talked earlier about situational hitting. 2 big at bats in the first inning when Romero struck out Zimmerman and Dunn with 2 men aboard. The Nats had 2nd and 3rd in the 2nd, and Bard saved the inning with a base hit. A bases loaded double play in the 5th on a first pitch to Gonzalez after the 2 previous hitters had walked. Hurt. And the Nats have had very few opportunities since. Stranding 8.
Well, the Nationals had Romero on the ropes early, but then he started to work into a nice comfortable groove and got through 7 innings for his ball club.
Yeah. And I think the thing that hurt Rob about those strikeouts in the first inning, He struck out Zimmerman and Dunn on pitches that were not strikes.
No. And Zimmerman with first and second and no outs, you have to move the runners up. Whether you got to bunt them over or what, taking a strikeout right there was very painful, because then now Dunn goes up there thinking, I've got to get this done, and try to drive in 2 or at least 1, and he strikes out.
Yep.
But yeah, Romero had trouble putting away this team all day, and then I think overall, like you said, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. That's going to be, or left on base is going to be the story of the day. They don't do something about here in the bottom of the ninth.
And the pitching, ironic that we're saying this now. For the last week or so, the pitching's been covering up for the lack of hitting. But the Nats have scored just enough runs to win. Now Hanrahan is turning this into a long inning. He got the first 2, but a base hit, a wild pitch, and now a walk to Adam Lynn brings up Alex Rios, 2 on, 2 out. The Blue Jays are going home to play Cincinnati, the Phillies, and Tampa Bay. You know, the Blue Jays have not been to Yankee Stadium yet. They are in the American League East, and they've only played 15 games in their division. They're 6-9. We went to Yankee Stadium before they did. Jesse Carlson, if they need him, for the 9th. No balls and 2 strikes. Joel Hanrahan with a count of 1-2. Rios hanging tough. Some finals starting to come in. White Sox won 4-1 at Cincinnati. Baltimore scored late to win at Philadelphia, and the Phillies have lost 6 in a row now. How about that? Detroit at home beat Milwaukee 3-2. Boy, it's not a good day for the National League. And that includes right here. Tampa Bay just got 4 to take an 8-5 lead at the Mets. Breaking ball low. Atlanta's 5-5 in the 9th at Boston. Houston about to win at Minnesota 4-1, and St. Louis 12-5 at Kansas City. So the American League ruling on this day so far. 3-2 with 2 men aboard. And there's a base hit. Hanrahan had retired the first 2 batters. The next 3 all make it aboard, and it's 7-2 Toronto. You know, when you're pitching in the 9th inning and you're down 4, your manager wants to see the effort that you might give when it's a 1-run game in the 9th inning, and Joel just has not been able to close it out.
Well, that looked like a changeup, which you don't want to really throw a lot of those to right-handers because it breaks down and into them. That's what that was. But as you said, even if you're working on stuff in the game, you want to get the 3 outs and give your team an opportunity to bat in the bottom of the 9th. But you just gave them an extra insurance run.
Yeah, the Nats were within grand slam range, but not now.
He's up to 27 pitches.
It'll be a 3-2 count now as Overbay rips one foul. And that ball will be 2 more runs. Overbay will have a 5 RBI day, and the Blue Jays lead 9-2. I'll tell you one thing Manny Acta doesn't want to do. He does not want to have to get up another pitcher here. Lyle Overbay, 41 RBIs with 5 of them today. Rod Barajas, the catcher, is next. At half swing, no balls, 2 strikes. In the bottom of the 9th, Bard, the pitcher's spot, which is now occupied by Willingham on the double switch, and then Christian Guzman. The Nationals had come into this game with their team ERA down to 5.05. It's been up in the 5.6, 5.7 range at times this season, and with a good pitching recently. Well, let's just go back 2 weeks ago.
And I knew when you made that comment, I should have smacked you and said, don't say that out loud.
I didn't say that 2 weeks ago.
No, you said our ERA is almost under 5 today when we got to the field.
Oh, before we were even on the air, you were going to smack me.
You remember that? Do you remember that now?
Man, we weren't even on the air, and I'm
but you're going, hey, our ERA is almost under 5, and then bam, nine runs, 13.
You know what? The next time I'm just going to say,
just
Rob,
think it. Don't verbalize.
I know. Next time I'm just going to say, Rob, that's a great looking tie. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. It's all Toronto. And by the way, a lovely shirt as well.
Thank you.
A great day for Nats pitching. Shiro and Marta's command didn't seem to be there at all today, and obviously you just saw another implosion by Joel Hanrahan.
Yeah, we've seen the Jays put more runs on the board today than they have in their last 9 ball games after a couple of great performances by this pitching staff the last 2 nights. But there is the bottom of the 9th coming up. Let's send you back upstairs to Bob and Ron.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll look forward to Nats Extra post-game. A crowd of 26,610 today. So the Nats drew nearly 70,000 for the 3-game series here. Jesse Carlson will take over against the Nats. He'll face a switch hitter, Josh Bard, a right-hander, Josh Willingham, and then a switch hitter, Christian Guzman. Rally caps are out. By the way, the Nationals did play another errorless game today. Those have been more frequent this week than they had been lately. But the pitching staff hit hard early, hit hard late. In between, it was a rather even ball game. Between the 2nd and the 8th, the Nats and the Blue Jays tied 2-2.
See, there you go. There's a nice positive. Look at showing son how to do a rally cap. Son,
here's how
you do it. There's his daughter.
Here's Josh Bard, 2 for 3, nearly missed a home run, and he lines this one hard to left. That ball is over the reach of Adam Lind, and how about Josh Bard smacking the ball around today?
Nice.
2 singles, a double, and a ball that nearly left the park. And we'll see Josh Willingham up there now.
Well, you're going to see Carlson throw it in there, down and into a righty. Lynn turns the wrong way. Over his head, plays it off the wall. It's a fine throw to second. Actually, Josh Bard had to hustle to get in there to second.
And here's Josh Willingham, who pinch hit last night in his return to the ball club and walked, leading off the bottom of the 8th. Josh was swinging the bat well before the viral infection got him that really weakened him. And then, of course, the tragic death of his brother. He's been away for a week. That's a fastball. It's a generous strike call, 1-1. Willingham, left field, it might go. It's right off the wall. And Josh will drive in a run. A little more elevation, it would have reached the bullpen. And it's a 9-3 game. Boy, now you really feel bad about that top of the 9th. Willingham really rocked that baby. That will be his 7th double of the year and his 13th RBI.
Well, Josh hasn't really had a lot of time to swing the bat or work out, and so nice to see him come back and do that. I'm sure he's got his brother on his mind and will for a long time. As I told him, I lost my father 13 years ago. You'll never get over it. You just go on living, I guess. And I did not know until you said that yesterday it was his only sibling.
Yeah. Guzman gets jammed and fouls it back.
I mean, even before the untimely death of his brother, one of the most well-liked players on the team. Josh is one of the nicest guys I've ever been around.
Oh,
it's sad to see something happen like that, but he's a great guy, and it's glad to have him back on the team.
I told him yesterday, I said, we really liked you even when you were a Marlin.
How can you not like a guy like that? He's just such a nice person. Yeah. Forget the ball player part. He's just a good guy.
Well, we were on the opposing club, and we'd go down to Florida. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Yep.
You know, hi, Manny. Hi, Debbie. You know, he knew us, and it just talks about the kind of guy he is. And this one to left. That'll drop. Guzman with a base hit. Christian Guzman now with his 5th consecutive multi-hit game, and he has 26 of them on the year.
Oh, it's nice to see this. This is the way they were swinging the bats a couple of weeks ago, kind of getting their own little funk.
And right now,
Arnsberg's going to run up there and go, hey, it's only 6.
That 3-run inning sure looks big for the Blue Jays, because right now, in a 6-3 game, the Nats would have had the tying run in the batter's box.
Yep. Nick the Machine bringing Sexy back. Comes up to the plate with the Justin Timberlake song. Now, as you said, last thing your manager wants to do in the 9th inning, whether you're down a lot of runs or up a lot of runs, is get another guy up. And Frazier now has to get up for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and he's the one who gave up Adam Dunn's walk-off hit in the 11th Friday after giving up a single and 2 walks. We forget he retired the leadoff man in that inning. We just keep hacking away and hope good things keep happening. Nick Johnson's 2 for 3 today. An amazing series, 7 for 10, 5 walks. The grounds crew ought to give him the first base bag to take home with him on the off day.
Carlson tries a little different eye angle by dropping down on Nick.
Red Sox scored late. Another final in. Boston 6, Atlanta 5. 1-2 to Johnson. Nick flies it left center.
They'll get one.
Ah, man, I don't know. The wind's pushing it in.
Yep.
Oh, Willingham could have come home because Adam Lynn did a 6-run game with just flipping the ball into second base. But, you know, Josh Willingham has his back to that and awaiting his dash home, listening to his coach. The wind really shortened the flight of that ball. I guarantee if the score was 6-3, Lynn would have fired that ball home. Still only 1 out. Ryan Zimmerman, a nightmare weekend, 0 for 14. He'll pop it up. That might be the first 0 for weekend we've ever seen Ryan Zimmerman have in the District of Columbia. Here's Adam Dunn with 2 outs. Johnny Holiday, Phil Wood next with Verizon Fios. Nats Extra. Adam Dunn, a walk, a base hit today, 1 for 3. Front door breaking ball for a strike. Adam Dunn will bust his bat and drive in a run. Guzman scampers to third. It's now 9-4. And for Adam Dunn, RBI number 49. So they do get the run home.
Well, a nice jam shot right here, but a big, strong man. Broken bat single. He'll take the RBI, keep the rally going, bring Elijah Dukes to the plate.
And Elijah is batting for the pitcher. in the spot occupied by Hanrahan.
Cito Gaston does not look happy. Got to make a move.
And he's going to bring in Jason Frazier. He doesn't want the lefty pitching to Dukes. He throws him a pitch out of the ballpark. It's a 2-run game. So the Nats still have a large hill to climb. They have scored a couple here. It's now 9-4. Like the Nats, don't give up until they tell you to go home. Still 1 out to work with. The guys are fighting, so there's a lesson to be learned here in this 9th inning. And Jason Frazier, the victim of Adam Dunn's walk-off hit after he had done a couple of things to set up that situation in the 11th inning Friday night with 2 walks. The Blue Jays have a bullpen by committee right now. It's not a safe situation. The tying run is not as close as the on-deck circle. And here's Elijah Dukes. Elijah 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year. 6 home runs, 30 RBIs, and a batting mark fading a bit at 247. Elijah did have a couple of hits last night, but he's only 2 for his last 16. Runners at the corners with 2 outs, bottom 9.
Wow. That's that pitch.
Yeah, that's a loud pop on a 94-mile-an-hour heater.
Right down Broadway.
One ball, one strike. Dukes reaching, fouling it, and the Blue Jays are 1 strike away from salvaging a game of this series. So the Nats now are 3 for their last 5 with runners in scoring position. They were 1 for 10 earlier. They've had 12 hits today, just 1 fewer than Toronto. Slider just outside, 2-2.
Gets ahead with some heaters, and then he goes for the old out pitch slider, just a bit outside.
Clapping fans haven't given up. Fastball.
Felt it.
Just got a piece. Clouds are gone. Bright sunshine again. And Dukes will hit a ball that'll get out of play on the right side.
Oh, the sun coming through the clouds right here.
Yeah, it's as bright as it's been all month. Two and two to Elijah Dukes. He'll stroke one to center. Right there is Vernon Wells, and the Blue Jays beat the Nationals in 3 hours and 8 minutes. 9-4, a ball game with 25 hits. So the Nats scrape away 2 more runs in the 9th on 4 hits, and the Jays win it. For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, I'm Bob Carpenter. Join us Tuesday, Mass in HD. The Red Sox are coming. We'll get you going.